sophomore, number 22, Lucy Ramirez. Lady Vikes 5'8" sophomore, number 3, Cameron Turner. And for Junction City's 5'11" junior, number 25.
Good evening, folks, to the Junction City and Seaman High School girls basketball matchup tonight at Seaman High School. We've got a great matchup tonight. I am Aaron McGill.
My name is Ryan Zielsdorf.
And I'm going to start off right off with the starting lineup. For the Blue Jays, we've got Andre Davis, number 5. We've got Jaden Harris, number 12. We've got Milena Davis, number 15. We got Lucy Martinez, number 22, and we got Mason Ekbar, number 24. For the Seaman Vikings, their starting lineup is number 00, Reagan Kramer. Maddie Steiner is number 1. Megan Stoke for number 2. Cameron Turner for number 3, and then number 24 is Taylor Russell.
Seaman is undefeated at home this season, and Junction City still looks to get their first win. They are 0-7. Seaman's last game was at Emporia, where they took the win 51-39, and Junction City's last game, they unfortunately lost 48-28 at home against Topeka West. As we get underway here with the tip.
Reagan Kramer, one of the short people on Seaman, taking the tip, and then goes to the possession of.
Starting off with a travel, Maddie Steiner. Not good hope for the Vikes as they start off with a turnover.
And not a good way to start the game over with your first turnover.
Driving inside, Blue Jays going to airball that one. Taylor Russell with the rebound down low. Megan Skoke takes it up the floor, gives it to Cameron Turner. Drives inside, dishes it over to Taylor Russell, and she lays it in for the first score for the Lady Vikes.
Yeah, Taylor Russell had a breakout game last Friday, I should say, when she scored, I believe, the first 8 points for her team with their win over, remind me again, was it Emporia?
Emporia. Jump ball at midcourt. Possession goes to the Blue Jays. Blue Jays inbound. And they're going to call an illegal screen, I believe, as Reagan Kramer looks to inbound for the Vikes.
Yeah, Seaman going with the kind of smaller lineup tonight. I don't believe anyone is over. Well, Taylor is the tallest person at 5'9" tonight for the starting lineup.
Katira is going to be missed on this team as she is no longer on the roster for unknown reasons.
Yeah, and Katira was a big part of this team, playing great defense and offense.
It's going to be a foul on the Blue Jays. No, on the Vikes, my apologies. As Seaman starts the lead 4-0 with 6:43 left here in the first. Turnover on the inbound, Reagan Kramer, full head of steam. Taylor rushing for the ball. Can't quite save it as she slaps up against the mat. That's going to be Blue Jays ball. .22 for the Blue Jays, bringing the ball up the court. Cameron Tanner, great defense. Turns the ball over again. Reagan Kramer up the court. Gives it off to Cameron Turner. Megan Skoke. Free throw line jumper is good.
Like we've seen all season so far, the Lady Vikes have played great defense with their head coach Matt Tinsley as leading them all season long.
Ball goes out of bounds. Possession still Blue Jays. Inbound coming soon. There it is. Double team, almost swiped away there. Great swarming defense here by the Lady Vikes. I haven't seen a press like this.
Yeah, that was Stoke and Turner. I'm sorry, not Turner. that was Kramer. Both of them were double teaming Lucy Ramirez there, the point guard for the Blue Jays.
It's going to be a travel on Cameron Turner on the pump fake. First substitution of the game. Number 5, Andrea Davis, comes back into the game. As she, full head of steam, brings it down the floor. Just misses the jumper from the right side as Cameron Turner brings the ball up. Dishes it off to Taylor Russell. She goes inside, and layup no good. Rebound, Blue Jays. Blue Jays bring it up the court. Out of bounds, in possession of the Blue Jays. That's going to be a foul on the Blue Jays as Cameron Turner just barely gets up mid-floor.
That's going to be a foul on number 24 of the Blue Jays, Mason Escobar.
Cameron Turner looks to pass. Megan Skoke dishes it over to Maddie Steiner. The jumper is just off the mark, as it's going to be a foul on Taylor Russell. Not happy with that call, and it will be Blue Jays ball. This swarming defense could be quite risky if they start getting in the bonus and start sending the Blue Jays to the free throw line.
Yeah, don't have to worry about that just yet, because they only have one foul.
Easy turnover there. Don't know who she was passing to. Kicked over to Cameron Turner for 3. Just off the mark. Taylor Russell with a rebound. She's going to have to be a big factor filling in for Katira Mayfield.
Yeah.
Layup good by Cameron Turner.
Yeah, and Cameron's been doing that all season so far, just driving in and finding holes in the defense and getting the easy bucket.
Another steal by Maddie Steiner. Megan Skoke passes up the 3, gives it to Cameron Turner. Reagan Kramer drives inside, kicks it out to Cameron. Long two-pointer is good from the right side. Timeout, Blue Jays.
Seaman already up 10-0 over the Blue Jays. Blue Jays not been able to find really anything to get going. Have been getting all these turnovers really early. What's going to change?
I don't know. This defense is very swarming. The offense of Junction City is really going to have to step up. And from what we've seen so far, Seaman's offense is going to step up too, as they are not knocking down as many shots, but they are missing Sophie Sparks, who re-injured her knee last week at Emporia, and Chloe Carter is out for an unknown reason. We are unaware of that situation, but the Blue Jays are here to inbound as we continue the first quarter with 4:23 left. Reagan Omas with the steal.
Yeah, a little confusion there by the Blue Jays, not knowing who was going to get the ball in the inbound there.
Megan Skoke with some great defense. Really a hard time for these Blue Jays to pass the ball as Cameron Turner steals another pass. Maddie Steiner for 3. Just off the mark again. Seaman has just not been shooting well tonight.
Yeah,
Cameron Turner with the layup.
Yeah, Cameron Turner has, I believe, half of their points already here.
A tip pass goes over and hits one of the freshman players. That remains Blue Jays ball. But honestly, this is some of the best defense I've seen in a very long time.
Yes, very. Even though this is a 1-17 that they're playing, you know, I believe they've got a turnover on every possession of the Blue Jays, besides maybe 2 of them.
Another turnover there as Riley Cowan steals it away, gives it off to Reagan Kramer. She drives inside, can't get it to go. Almost gets her own rebound, but goes out of bounds. and it will remain Seaman ball. Cameron Turner at the top of the key, gives it down low to Riley Cowan. She lays it in.
Good play there by the Vikes, finding Riley Cowan open right in the middle of the paint and just not dunking in, but getting in there with the layup.
Megan Skoke almost steals it away, but it will remain Junction City ball as it goes out of bounds near midcourt. Inbound coming. Almost 5 second. Will it be? And they're going to call the 5 second violation. Viking way. Megan Skoke to inbound. Gives it off to Reagan Kramer. Walking up the floor at the top of the key. Dishes it down low to Riley Poulter. Stolen away by the Blue Jays.
Yeah, there's a rare turnover by the Vikes there.
Cameron Turner almost with another steal, and that's going to be a double dribble. And even when they're not personally stealing the ball, they're forcing turnovers with their own personal mistakes.
Yeah, even though they're not, going in for the steal, but they're still making the Blue Jays, travel and double dribble there and make bad passes.
Don't know what just happened here. They're giving the ball to the Blue Jays. Looking for the inbound. Find somebody. The three, no good. Reagan Kramer with the rebound. Takes it down herself. Gives it off to Riley Poulter on the wing. Cameron Turner drives inside, kicks it out to Riley Cowan, who drives in herself. Makes a big move and scores, lays it in. That's 4 points for Riley Cowan, the sophomore.
Yeah, this is a young squad here. Only right now on the court right now, only all of them besides Riley Poulter are sophomores. Riley's only a junior there.
Vikings with another steal. Riley Poulter open for three, just off the mark. Rolls around and out. Blue Jays bring the ball down the floor, and Maddie Steiner just kind of gets in the way there and draws the foul. Or gets called for the foul, I should say. Megan Skoke coming in for Reagan Kramer.
And Taylor Russell coming in for the Vikes.
This Blue Jays team is a rather tall team against a rather short team, so this is kind of big ball against small ball here, and so far the fast, quick small ball has been victorious as they get another steal. Taylor Russell was called for the N1, but it's going to be a travel instead.
Yeah, Taylor is the tallest person on this Vikings team at 5'9", so no girls over 6 foot this year for the Vikes.
Ramirez back in for the Lady Blue Jays.
Ramirez comes in for the Blue Jays. Nicholson, as she looks at the announcer table, that is not my name. Megan Skoke forces the turnover on the Blue Jays. We have to be in double digits at this point, don't you think, Aaron?
Yeah, we should be.
Reagan Kramer bringing the ball up the floor, filling in big shoes as she gives it low to Riley Cowan, who picks up her 6th point off the bench, providing a great force down low as one of the bigger forces for this Viking squad.
Yeah, the Vikings are shooting a shutout so far, being up 18-0 against these Blue Jays. Just great defense by the Vikes.
Riley Poulter taking the charge there, but they're not going to give it to her. They're going to call it for the foul, sending Milena Davis to the free throw line, shooting 2. First free throw is good. Encouragement from her teammates as she goes to shoot a second. Second one is good. Nothing but net. Tough inbound. And they're going to call her out of bounds.
Yeah, double team there by Junction City. Calls a turnover there.
Great defense on the inbound for the Blue Jays as they go to inbound on their own end of the court. Inside pass, can't get it to go. Just throws a shot up and it goes in. Lucy Ramirez with another bucket for the Blue Jays. As Megan Skoke brings it up, drives past her. Contested layup, no good. As Riley Cowan gets the rebound, gives it off to Megan again. Bucket is good. Some good passing there from the Lady Vikes.
Yeah.
Another deflection by Riley Poulter, but it stays Blue Jays ball.
Yeah, the Vikes struggle with getting some points in the first part of this first quarter, but now they're starting to get points about every possession.
Almost another turnover. It's going to be jump ball in possession of the Vikings. Megan Skoke inbounds the ball to Reagan Kramer. Takes it to the right side of the court. Taylor Russell drives inside. Questionable foul there, but they're going to call it a clean block as the Blue Jays bring it up. And another turnover as Reagan Kramer brings it up, misses the layup. Taylor Russell with the rebound down low, gives it off to Riley Cowan, who just misses the bucket as it rolls around the side of the rim. Rebound by the Blue Jays as they take it up the floor. Down low, blocked by Reagan Kramer. And they're going to call that a jump ball in possession of the Blue Jays.
Yeah, the ball was going back and forth there for a little bit, and no one really able to capitalize with the bucket.
Inbounded from the Blue Jays. Shot up, no good by Ramirez. At the buzzer, Davis with the shot. A contested layup as we go into the second quarter here. Vikings up 20-6 against the Blue Jays, who have not quite got a win yet this season, but are looking to get a big win here against the Vikings in the Centennial League.
Yeah, the Vikes are, I believe, undefeated at home.
They are.
This season, but well, both boys and girls are. And the Vikes are really proving why they are with some great defense, with about every turnover. Well, pretty much until 2 minutes in this first quarter, about every turnover, every possession for the Blue Jays.
Before this game, the JV boys played in the gym and took the victory 60-45 as one Junction City team goes down here in the Seaman venue. Tinsley sends his team out onto the floor as Megan Skoke goes to inbound.
Now we got sorry about that, Anderson coming in for the Vikes. She's been able to see some varsity time in the last couple games.
And she's going to get a charge there as it's Blue Jays ball to inbound. Ball goes to the scorer's table there, knocking some drinks over. And the Vikes cause the turnover as Megan Skoke apologizes to the scoreboard person. Maddie Steiner with the ball, gives it over to Anderson. Miscommunication there, but Maddie saves the ball. And that's going to be it's going to stay with the Vikings as it was deflected by the Blue Jays. Number 23, Grieger. Reagan Kramer bringing the ball up for the Vikes. Gives it off to Maddie Steiner. Passes it up on the 3. Reagan looking for a pass. Gives it to Anderson down low. She drives inside and just misses off the mark. And she steals it right back. Oh, can't get it in either. And it's going to be Blue Jays ball as it tips off of Megan Skokes' hands. Confusion on who's going to inbound for the Blue Jays.
Great pass there for the inbound. Ooh.
And she's going to turn it over. I know Aaron and I sound like a broken record, but I'm telling you, there is turnover after turnover after turnover for the Blue Jays here this evening.
Yeah, just not that. There's a reason why they only have 6 points, and because pretty much every possession they have is a turnover.
Cameron Turner with the missed layup. Thought she had it going. She was running up the floor. As it's Blue Jays ball now, Ramirez bringing it up, and there's going to be a foul on Cameron Turner. Going to the free throw line to shoot 2, I believe. Or did they call it on the floor? They called it on the floor. Fouled about the free throw line. Taylor Russell comes in for Anderson. Taylor Russell had been out for quite some time. Made her return against Emporia last Friday. First home game back.
I believe she was out because she had an illness, but back and healthy now and scoring some points for the Vikes.
Megan Skoke with some great defense down low, double teamed now. Cameron Turner there to help. Finds a way to escape, but misses the layup as Taylor Russell falling to the floor. They're going to call the foul on the Blue Jays. Number 22, Lucy Ramirez, is going to pick up the foul as Davis comes in for her. Megan Skoke to inbound here.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of Kramer inbound, taking it up the court more than Turner lately.
Cameron Turner with a nice pass down low to Megan Skoke as she lays it up and in. Blue Jays are really going to have to start going here if they're going to come back and take the lead. Blue Jays trying to fight inside but can't find their way inside the arc. And that's going to be a jump ball in possession of the Vikings. Or not. They're going to give it to the Blue Jays. My apologies. A bunch of subs for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, we've got Milena Davis and Madison Escobar coming in for the Blue Jays.
Blue Jays struggling to inbound as they turn the ball over. Reagan Kramer. Ooh, almost got some ankles there. Bringing it up the floor. Coach grabs the ball as it's going out of bounds, and it's going to stay with the Vikes. Lucy Ramirez checking back in for Andrea Davis. Cameron Turner left all alone here at the top of the key. Gives it back to Reagan Kramer. Looking for a way to score here. Maddie Steiner for 3. Just off the mark, but Cameron Turner gets the rebound. Gives it off to Megan Skoke, who kicks it to Reagan Kramer. Cameron Turner drives inside and is swatted away by Alyssa Grieger.
Great play there by the Junction City defense. Just swatting it out of the hands of
Turner.
Yeah.
Reagan Kramer looking to inbound to Taylor Russell, but she can't be found, so Cameron Turner's the one that ends up with the ball. Reagan Kramer dishes it off to Cameron, who had a hard time getting the ball.
Yeah, having a hard time passing the ball because Junction City's playing some good defense right now.
Taylor Russell at the top of the key. Gives it off to Maddie Steiner, who kicks it over to Megan Skoke. Reagan Kramer taking it back up. Gives it down low to Cameron Turner, who fights for the ball, and there's going to be another jump ball. Making the job easy for the refs if they've pretty much only had to call 4 different things here this evening. There's going to be a full timeout from Coach Tinsley. As we're going to take a break here, you are listening to the SVTV broadcast from Seaman High School.
This is actually better. I bet they couldn't hear us. I didn't turn it off. Good evening, folks. We're back here at Seaman High School with the Junction City Blue Jays and the Seaman High School Vikings playing some basketball here at in the gymnasium.
Cameron Turner inbounds to Taylor Russell, who they're going to call foul on the floor. Give it back to the Vikings as Lucy Ramirez picks up another foul. That is her second personal foul. Reagan Kramer to inbound. Finds Cameron Turner. Dishes it over to Reagan Kramer. Wide open jumper just off the mark.
I know Reagan didn't make it there, but I keep seeing Reagan passing it into Turner, and then passing it right back to Kramer.
Offensive foul there by the Blue Jays, giving the ball back to the Vikings. Cameron Turner here. Giving the ball to Megan Skoka. She works her way down low, and she is thrown to the floor. You could hear that from a mile away. They're going to give that the foul as Megan Skoka goes to the free throw line to shoot 2. First one's good by Megan Skoke. Taylor Russell going over to Coach Tinsley as Megan Skoke lines up for her second free throw. Free throw is off the front rim and no good. Blue Jay rebound.
Yeah, and the Vikes have been pretty good shooting free throws tonight. This season as well.
Ramirez splits the D and scores for the Blue Jays, making the score 23-8 with 4:15 left here before half. Gives it over to Reagan Kramer, another open jumper. This one off the front rim again. Can't get it to go.
Like I said, I keep seeing Kramer to Turner to back to Reagan.
Another steal. Megan Skoke brings it up the floor. Gives it over to Maddie Steiner, who tries to drive inside, can't get it to go. Reagan Kramer drives inside, kicks it over to Megan Skoke for 3. Bang! She hits it from the left corner, increasing the lead to 26-8 with 3:38 here left in the half. Cameron Turner with the foul. Sending 23 to the line. That is Alyssa Grieger. She goes to the line to shoot 2 for the Blue Jays. 18-point game here. Makes the first free throw off the front rim, backboard and in. Substitution, I believe.
Yeah, and half of Junction City points have come from shooting free throws. They're already in both teams are already in the bonus.
Front rim, no good on the second. Riley Cowan with the rebound. Cameron Turner to Maddie Steiner. Gives it back to Cameron. Screen there by Megan Skoke. Cameron Turner gives it off to Maddie Steiner, who drives inside, can't find a hole. Reagan Kramer tries it again. Cameron Turner with the travel, as Cameron tells the ref that she is not traveling.
Yeah, I didn't really see the travel there.
Blue Jays to inbound. It's been a festive turnovers tonight. Double team as soon as she's met. Megan Skoke on a wide open fast break. Layup is in. They catch up to her as she is fouled. Layup no good, going to the line to shoot two. Megan really could have got that easy layup there, but kind of slowed down to see if she could get any contact on the layup, which she did, and the foul was called. Megan already at the free throw line tonight. Sinks another one. 27-9 here with 3 minutes left in the second quarter.
Melissa Greiger is in the game for the Lady Blue Jays.
Yeah, and got the Blue Jay that got called for the foul was Andrea Davis there, picking up her first.
Megan knocks down the second, increasing the lead to 19. A little bit of confusion there with the refs looking for the scoreboard. Blue Jays inbound the ball.
Not sure what was the problem there. I think it might have been the clock, but I'm not sure.
Another steal by Cameron Turner, and she gets this layup to go. Left-handed layup. Increases the lead to 30-9. And that's going to be a travel on the Blue Jays. Another turnover for the Junction City squad. As we approach 2.5 minutes here left in the second quarter, the Blue Jays are still in single digits.
Yeah, Vikings have been great, moving the ball around on offense and trying to find the open shot, and also on defense. About every other possession, well, not every other, but about every possession of the Blue Jays ends in a turnover.
Maddie Steiner at the top of the key. Gives it over to Megan for another three. Can't get this one to go. Cameron Turner with the rebound. Layup no good. Questionable foul call. Shoe falls off of Cameron Turner, and she's running up the floor without a shoe on. And Megan Skoke steals the ball away. And she gets this one to go. As the refs are telling Cameron she can put her shoe back on. Not gonna lie, there's a sweet Jays right there.
Yeah, now Taylor Russell coming back in for the Vikes. She hasn't had a lot of minutes tonight.
Riley Poulter joins her as Cameron Turner and Riley Cowan come off the floor. Take a seat on the bench for a quick rest, I can tell. Passing the ball up the floor of the Blue Jays as they drive inside. Good defense by Russell, but the bucket is good as they get into double digits here. Still a 21-point game, I should say. Taylor Russell with the ball on the left side, drives inside, tries to find a hole, can't get one. Riley Poulter dishes it over to Reagan Kramer. She drives inside, kicks it over to Riley Poulter again. Looking for a way to drive inside, can't get anything to go. That was a travel right there, but they're not going to call it. Taylor Russell with the long jumper, can't get it to go. Reagan Kramer finally gets this jumper to go.
Yeah, and Maddie Steiner there could have, well, she had the ball twice, could have got shot for the three, but went ahead and passed it and tried to find the more open shot than that.
There's a foul there on Riley Poulter, I believe. Yep. Riley Poulter called for the foul, her first foul. Sending Grieger to the free throw line to shoot two. First free throw is off the mark as Anderson comes in for Maddie Steiner. Second free throw is good. As the Blue Jays look to defend here, see if they can keep the deficit manageable going into the half. Reagan to inbound, inbounds it, gives it to Megan Skoka. She brings it up the floor. Darts left, drives inside, makes a move, and scores.
That is some poor defense by the Blue Jays there. Let Stokes go all the way pretty much to the free throw line of the other side of the court, all the way down to the basket.
And that's another turnover for the Blue Jays. That's a travel there by Grieger as Kramer goes to inbound the ball. Megan gives it back to her. She brings it up the floor. 35 seconds remaining in the second quarter here. 36-12. Vikes driving inside. Taylor Russell just off the mark on the layup. Second layup, good. Gets her own rebound and puts it back in.
Yeah, like I said earlier, Taylor hasn't had many minutes this first half, but when she's been out there, she's been getting a couple baskets.
Blue Jays looking for a way to score here on their last possession. Trying to drive inside. Russell's going to pick up a foul here. Coach Tinsley not happy with that call.
Taylor Russell picks up her second personal foul, team foul number 9. Victoria Benoit, free throw line for Junction
Benoit
City.
shooting free throws here. First free throw is good. The 1-and-1 situation. And you know how it goes, Aaron. You make the first one, you get a second try.
Yep.
Second free throw is good. Timeout Vikings with 6.6 seconds here left in the second quarter. The score is 38-14.
Yeah, I believe the Vikes are just trying to use a timeout, figure out how are we going to get this last shot in 6 seconds.
Because even though the Vikes are up 24 here in the second quarter, every point counts in the Centennial League.
Yeah, and this quarter alone, they've let the Blue Jays score 12 points. They only let them score 2 points in the first quarter, I believe.
Varsity boys getting ready to come out for their halftime shoot around as they await in their side of the tunnels. Student section kind of lackluster here.
Well, it is a Tuesday night. You know, not many people want to come out. It's a school night, might have homework, you know, but it is what it is.
We hope to see this place pack up for the varsity games, for the boys' varsity games, I should say. Because right in front of us, there are many empty rows. Cameron Turner inbounds. Megan Skoke with the ball, bringing it up the floor. Cameron Turner dishes it off to Maddie Steiner for the three. Can't get it to go as the buzzer sounds, I should say. As we go into the half, 38-14 Vikings. We're going to take a break. You're listening to the SVTV broadcast from Seaman High School.
folks to the Seaman High School, where we've got the Lady Vikes and the Blue Jays going to battle here. About to start the second half. Our score: Lady Vikes 38, Blue Jays 14.
As the varsity team is coming out here, as their varsity team is leaving the floor right now, if you plan to watch the game or listen to the game, I should say, on the SVTV broadcast for the boys game, I should just tell you it's going to be a great game. Both teams are undefeated in their individualities. The Seaman boys are undefeated at home, and the Blue Jays are undefeated on the road, so one of those streaks will be snapped tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a great game to watch and to pass.
And there's my man, Trey Duffy, right there.
Doing a wonderful job.
Thank you, Trey Duffy. Trey Duffy with the old handshake. Look at that. It's what happens when you're a broadcaster, man. You just get, like, starstruck sometimes.
Yeah.
Even though Trey's, like, one of my better friends. But, that's okay.
Yeah, it is.
As we get ready here for the second half, 38-14 the reminder. Junction City with the inbound. Stolen away already. Nightmarish of the first half for the Blue Jays. Cameron Turner for three. Can't get it to go, and it's Blue Jay rebound.
Yeah, and it looks like this game's going to stay the way it is with the amount of turnovers that we had in the first half. Hopefully it'll stay the same.
Not a great start for the Blue Jays, as they already are turning the ball over. I can hear both, and it's like pretty loud.
And now we have the Vikes going in for a layup, but it's going to be a foul there for the Blue Jays. It's going to be Lucy Ramirez called. We have Megan Kramer shoots two. Makes the first one. Now we have Reagan shoots two. And the rebound goes to the Blue Jays. Ball goes out of bounds. It's going to stay Blue Jays ball. All right, and the possession goes to the Vikes, and here's Cameron Turner dishing over to Reagan Kramer. And then we have, it's going to be a foul on the Blue Jays, I believe. It's going to be a foul on number 10.
On Victoria Benoit, her first personal, team foul number 2.
Now we have Reagan Kramer inbounding it for the Vikes. She's going to take the ball and dish it over to Turner.
By demand, we will give shout out to Lady Vike Reacts. Taylor Russell here to shoot some free throws. First one is good, increasing the lead, 42-14. 6:34 remaining here in the third. Jania Nicholson checks in for the Blue Jays as Taylor Russell goes to shoot her second of 2 free throws. High arch, and it is good. Taylor Russell 2 for 2 there. Lucy Ramirez bringing the ball up for the Lady Blue Jays. double teamed as Lucy goes to drive in, but it is stolen away by Reagan Kramer. Stolen, and that's a travel
there's
by Maddie Steiner as the Blue Jays get the ball back.
Yeah, Maddie couldn't find really someone to throw it to, and she's going to be called for a travel.
As Ramirez puts her head down and kind of just drives in, the ball is stolen away by Maddie Steiner. As Ramirez pleads to her coach, like, what am I doing wrong? And Ramirez blaming that on the coach. This is getting interesting here. A little bit of feud between the Blue Jays here. Reagan Kramer to inbound. Taylor Russell, and that's going into the student section. Popcorn has been spilled in the Seaman student section here. But it will remain Viking basketball. Reagan inbounds to Maddie Steiner and gives it off to Taylor Russell. And that's going to be a foul on the Lady Blue Jays, sending Taylor Russell back to the free throw line. Reminder, she shot 2 for 2 last time she was at the free throw line, hoping to duplicate that here.
Yeah, and a different sight to see from the first half to second half. The Vikings have 0 fouls so far, and the Blue Jays already have 5.
This is quite interesting. Second half we got already in the books. Second one is good by Taylor Russell. 2 for 2 once again. And you can tell she's glad to be back.
Yeah, she came off, like I said in the first half, she came off an injury for the first part of the season, and able to come back and, score and just play a huge part on this defense, this Seaman team.
The two Rileys of the team checking in, Riley Cowan and Riley Poulter for Taylor Russell and Maddie Steiner. And there's going to be a timeout from Junction City, as this timeout huddle could get ugly, as the score is 44-14. Blue Jays down 30. This, I don't want to call it early, Aaron.
Yeah, but
it's pretty ugly.
Yeah, you don't see this. You don't see this normally in in really any game when this team, Junction City, hasn't been doing much. They're, I believe, 1-7 on this year. And Vikings, I believe, only have 1 loss. But it's just a team that's doing great this season, and a team that's struggling this season, and obviously we're seeing it's getting ugly.
Sean Hawkins just came and told me that the Junction City freshman team just blew a 20-point lead in the 4th quarter.
Riley Cowan.
And that bucket there is by Riley Cowan.
Megan Skoke already pressing up at half court on Ramirez, as Ramirez looks to drive inside, can't get anything to go. She's had a very frustrating time here in this game.
Yeah, I was looking at that timeout, and she was being very vocal with her team and, her team, telling them, what needs to happen in this second half.
And as almost on cue from Aaron, Ramirez goes to the bench, replaced. Blue Jays to inbound here. Deficit becomes more and more drastic as that ball goes out of bounds off Megan Skoke. Could have been saved, but maybe she was trying to be nice because it's Blue Jays ball once again. Blue Jays here, top of the key. Working their way inside, can't get anything to go. Bringing it back up to the top to reset. Couple jab steps. They're gonna, it's gonna be a 10-second call going the other way.
just getting word that the freshman game over on the other gym, the Vikings come back from a 20 point deficit to come back and win.
Cameron Turner fouled as she's going up and gets the bucket to go, but they're going to call it on the floor first, so the bucket does not count. So it's going to be an inbound. Cowan inbounds it to Megan Skoke. As she drives inside, kicks it back out to Riley Poulter, who has a little bit of minutes from off the bench, but not enough. It hasn't been a huge factor, but has definitely filled in the holes as Reagan Kramer gets the floater to go there.
Yeah, I'm wondering when the subs are coming for Seaman as this league keeps on growing.
Cameron Turner with another steal. As you can tell, the chemistry between this team is slowly falling apart. It's going to be a foul called on the Blue Jays, as this should be an easy victory. And can't believe, Aaron, we're already calling this at the beginning of the third quarter. But
well, and it doesn't help when you start off the second half with 7 fouls, and the Vikings rarely or still have none.
Free throw missed there as Blue Jays get the ball. Deflected out of bounds. Blue Jays to inbound. Top of the key. Hands it off to the left. Looks to drive inside. Moved her pivot foot, but they're not going to call the travel.
Yeah, that shot blocked by Riley Cowan there.
As the effort from this Blue Jay team just starts diminishing, as Maddie Steiner and Taylor Russell come back in for the game for Megan Skoke and Riley Poulter.
Yeah, and you don't normally see this with, almost 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Still have 12 minutes to play. And this, it's just looking farther and farther away from
Taylor Russell with the bucket there, as the Blue Jays bring it up the floor. Right side of the court, looking inside. Deflected, but stays in play. Blue Jays possession. Drive inside on Taylor Russell, and that's going to be a foul as she was hit in the jaw there by number 13, Janiyah Nicholson, as she holds her elbow, as apparently Taylor's jaw is pretty strong.
Yeah, Taylor, that's her third foul. Already in foul trouble, but that's only Seaman's first foul of this second half.
First free throw is good from Nicholson. And if you're here at the game right now, you can stop by the concession stand, get some G's frozen custard. Highly recommend. Second free throw is no good as Taylor Russell gets the rebound, and she is fouled on that play.
I believe it's going to go to the other end, and Taylor's going to shoot a one-on-one.
But she's been knocking down. She's been 4 for 4, 6 for 6, just increasing as she goes to the free throw line. So this should be an easy 2 free throws for Miss Russell. Coach Tinsley talking to Reagan Kramer, as Taylor misses the first one, and the foul is going to be called on Riley Cowan, I believe.
I think you jinxed her there.
Yeah, didn't mean to do that. But hey, you know what? Maybe I'm giving the Blue Jays a break here. And it didn't kind of hit me until now, Aaron, but I just looked up at the scoreboard, and it kind of made me realize that the Blue Jays have 15 points. And we're in the third quarter, and the Blue Jays just turned the ball over. It is Viking basketball.
Yeah, and you saw in that last play, the girls for the Vikes, were playing all the way to half court. All game, from the first half, they were playing right up on the ball, on the inbound, and trying to get that steal. But now it's just they're playing lax. They're already up 50 to 15. It's getting ugly really fast.
Blue Jays kind of confused what to do. They had 2 people on opposite sides trying to inbound, as Cameron Turner steals the ball away after turning it over herself. And that's going to be a foul on the floor. Would have been an and one had the foul been a little bit later. Megan Skoke looking to check in for, I believe, Maddie Steiner, but we'll have to see. Oh, coming out for Reagan Kramer as she heads to the bench.
You were saying earlier in the first half how this gym wasn't as full, and it's now I look out and it's getting a lot fuller for this upcoming boys game.
It's probably increased by almost 2 times. Probably not that. I haven't been good at math, Aaron, my entire life, so I wouldn't rely on that for me.
But hey, you passed Math 3, so.
Yeah, I guess. Cheerleaders, you got to think this must be hard for them with it being such a very lopsided game here. But I guess your team is up if you're the Vikings.
Yeah, I think everyone's just waiting for the boys game again because, you know, the Vikings already got the win here. And, you know, we're just waiting. Let's see the boys out here.
Junction City has no student section formed at the moment. Absolutely nobody there, but not hard to believe, though, since it is a Tuesday night and Junction City is from the Manhattan area. Megan Skoke fouled on that inbound play there.
Yeah, Junction City not too far away from Manhattan, but, yeah, I can understand why there's no student section here.
Megan Skoke to shoot some free throws here as the Blue Jays pick up their 10th team foul, so this should be a double bonus here. As Megan misses the first free throw, encouragement from her teammates, trusting that she can make the second here. And the free throw is good, increasing the lead to 52-15 with 2:45 left here in the third. Ooh, a nice little behind the back shot by 24, and she misses it. Yeah, Taylor Russell got a little sauced right there.
That was Mason Escobar there with the little saucy sauce.
Shot missed by the Blue Jays as Cameron Turner brings the ball up off a Riley Cowan rebound.
Yeah, still surprised why Tinsley have not put in the backups or the JV team yet, because this is almost getting up to a 30-point lead.
Miscommunication there by the Vikes as the Blue Jays now have the ball. And that's going to be deflected out of bounds, still in possession of the Blue Jays. Riley Poulter coming in for Riley Cowan. A little Riley transfer there.
Yep. It's actually got almost a 40-point lead because I can't do math. Yeah.
Reagan Kramer looking to check back in once we have a pause in game here. Junction City layup, no good, and you can kind of tell both teams are playing a lot sloppier than they did in the first half.
Yeah.
Megan Skoke with a jumper. Knocks it down, nothing but the bottom of the net, increasing the lead to 39 points.
Yeah, and like you said, both teams are playing a lot, sloppier, but not really. Seaman, I believe, has only allowed 2 points this whole third period. Allowed, I believe, 10 in the second period, but still playing great defense.
Riley Poulter with some great defense there, stopping the layup as Taylor Russell fights for the rebound. Cameron Turner giving the ball to Maddie Steiner. She drives inside. Gives it to Megan Skoke as she hits the floater, but it's no good. Almost steals the ball back, but deflects it out of bounds. That's going to be Blue Jays ball as Reagan Kramer checks into the game for Taylor Russell. And Benoit checks in for Harris for the Blue Jays. Escobar bringing the ball up for the Blue Jays there. One of the bigger bodies in the game. It's like a center bringing the ball up. As that ball goes out of bounds, miscommunications, you can tell she is upset.
Yeah, just not the game that the Blue Jays were wanting to play here. Just only allowing 15 points. Seaman scored that in the first quarter of play here.
Escobar picks up the foul as Maddie Steiner will be going to the free throw line to shoot 2 here. Blue Jays pick up their 11th team foul.
And that's Escobar's 4th personal, which now she's in foul trouble.
She's upset by that, rolling her eyes. Maddie misses the first free throw off the front rim. Riley Poulter and Cameron Turner there to box out. Cameron Turner, I'm very surprised she, for such a small guard, has been playing a big man role, as she was the one that did tip off with the at the beginning of the game and has been doing most of the box outs.
Yeah, I've been really
free throws.
I've been really surprised. She, had a really great year last year as a freshman, and now as a sophomore, I think she's even got better, and leading the team in points all season.
Riley Poulter now to shoot a couple free throws here for the Vikes. First free throw is good. Little roll around there off the front rim, the backboard, the back rim, the front rim, and in. A little painful there to watch, but the second one is no good as Maddie Steiner gets the rebound and puts up the wide open layup, and it's just brutal at this point. The score is 58-15 with 15 seconds remaining here in the third. This is almost getting hard to watch. It's a 43-point game now as the Vikes steal the ball again with 3 seconds left, driving inside. Reagan Kramer just throws it up, can't get it to go. And Riley Poulter goes to throw the ball off, but the buzzer sounds before she can get the shot off. Both teams meet for one final time as Tinsley sends the JV team to the bench, to the scorer's table, I should say, to check into the game.
So I just wanted to talk about, right between periods here, I want to talk about Trey Duffy and Chloe Carter, how they got last week's WIBW Player Athlete of the Week. Last week Duffy scored 30 points against Emporia. And Chloe Carter, I don't know exactly how many points she scored, but both teams selected to be WIBW Scholar Athlete of the Week, which still not sure when that's going to air, but congrats to those two.
Trey has just been a fantastic, getting to know him as a friend since elementary school. He's a great student academically, athletically, and just a very kind and generous person. It's a great person to have on the floor and off the floor. He's a good pal. But boy, does he love his basketball. Doesn't really take a season off. He's playing through the summer, through the winter, a little through the fall. Play some spring ball, so he's busy year-round. As we get ready here, back for the girls' game as Riley Cowan turns the ball over but gets it back, drives inside for the layup, can't get it to go.
Yeah, now we see
Jacqueline Roy with the ball.
Now we see the JV team come out here with such a big league. I really thought Tinsley should have done this probably halfway through the third quarter, seeing how
Molly
much
McLaughlin, my apologies.
How much the deficit was getting for the Blue Jays. I believe that's going to be a foul on number 10, Molly McLaughlin's.
Didn't mean to interrupt you there, Aaron, while you were giving your spiel, but
no,
messed up the name there.
This is going to be Asia Nicholson shooting 2.
Misses the first. Teammates kind of trying to teach her how to shoot a free throw here. Riley Cowan almost jumps the line there, but doesn't as the free throw is missed. Riley Cowan bringing the ball up the floor.
Yeah, and that's Haley Hershey getting the rebound there off the missed free throw.
Turning the ball over. Sydney Sydney Mentzer. Can't talk today. Which is kind of important if you're a sports broadcaster.
Yeah, a little bit.
Riley Cowan with the ball. Gives it over to Haley Hershey. Anderson driving inside, kicks it back out to Molly McLaughlin. Riley Cowan passes up the shot, gives it back to Anderson as she drives inside, gets the ball stripped, and that's going the Blue Jay way as she has a wide open fast break here with Vikings trailing. The fadeaway layup, that was quite odd. And there's going to be a foul on Anderson. That's going to be 2 free throws for the Blue Jays. You talk to any sports aficionado, they will tell you that free throws really matter, but in a game like this, you're going to need a lot of free throws to make it matter.
And Seaman really should be fouling right now. This game's pretty much almost over, and there's really no need to foul.
Blue Jays knocked down both of their free throws, making the deficit a little less large. However, it is still 41 points. As Molly McLaughlin off the bench gets a layup to go as the bench goes crazy.
Molly McLaughlin.
Yeah, and I like to see this JV team go on this varsity team for the Blue Jays. They're still playing great defense.
I've always been a fan of players that don't get a lot of minutes. Like, for example, if we're talking about K-State basketball players like Mike McGurl, Sean Neal Williams, Austin Trice, some of these freshmen and newcomers, they're just coming into the scene for the first time and they're performing well. It really makes you as a fan feel good to know that your teammates, even if you rely on them off the bench, can still provide great talent from off the bench. There's a travel there by Molly McLaughlin. She knows what she did. Apologizes to her teammates. 4 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. The score is 60-17. Wish I could say it was a nail biter, but I'd be lying. As the Blue Jays look for a way to drive inside here. Great contested shot there from the Vikings as they go to put the layup up, and that's going to be a foul on Haley Hershey.
Yeah, like I said earlier, the Vikes don't really need to foul here. They're up big. There's really no need to foul.
Haley Hershey, her first personal, team foul number 5 for Lady Vikes.
Riley Poulter checking in for Riley Cowan as Riley Cowan goes to take a break here on the bench.
So we had talked about how Sophie Sparks and Chloe Carter were both out for this game, but they really didn't need them. They had, really Riley Cowan and Reagan Kramer step up, and both of them had multiple points this game.
Haley Hershey dishes it off. The shot is just off the mark from Sydney I cannot say this name. Sydney Mentzer. But the Blue Jays do pick up a point there. Molly McLaughlin drives inside. Pull-up jumper off the bank, off the glass, whatever you want to call it. And goes in, and Molly McLaughlin off the bench has 4 points. Another bucket good by the Blue Jays, making it 62-21 here as we just get under 2 minutes. And at this point, Aaron, I cannot see the Blue Jays coming back from this one.
No, it's pretty much a 99.9999% chance the Vikes are going to win here. Up by a lot late, and the clock's just ticking. I pretty much could call this game pretty much finished.
Sydney fakes out a defender and drives inside, is fouled as she will be going to the free throw line. Nicholson picks up her second foul. Shouldn't be any problem, though, with only 1:50 2:15 left, and we will now have a running clock because the game is over 40 points right now. We're at 41, and I believe the rule is if the game is over 40 points that there is a running clock. So as we just now hit the 1 minute mark, and we're at the free throw line, this is a strange sight to see. Free throw is good from the Vikes, increasing the lead to 64-21. Blue Jays air ball, a jumper, but get the layup to go. 64-23.
Mike's not going to hold the ball here. They're going to go down the court and try to get a basket.
Molly McLaughlin faking out her defender. Gives it off to Anderson, and she drives inside and just falls to the ground, and that's going to be a foul, which I don't think I've ever said this, ever, as a huge fan of basketball. We're going to try to hurry up and try to get to the free throw line to see if we can even get these free throws. If the clock is just ticking away, she's got to hurry up her free throws if she wants these points. Gets the first one to go. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Go. She's got to get this free throw off. 3, 2, 1 at the buzzer. Free throw is good. I have never in my life have I ever seen that. Thank you for tuning in to this game of girls basketball. The final score 66-23. You were listening to the SVTV broadcast from Seaman High School. Thanks for tuning in.